Our guest today, Mrs. Francisca Pessina, distinguished experts who have come to design the curriculum, Professor Andres Knorr, Professor Kurt Hubner, Professor Thomas Egger, and one more name, and Dr. Geeta and Dr. Kamal, my distinguished colleagues on the dais. I am very pleased to be associated this morning with you with this very important exercise of designing a curriculum. I think one of the reasons for not many participating may be that perhaps as the title goes that it is on the curriculum development, so most people think that it's a highly specialized meeting of the specialist to discuss. So that is perhaps one of the reasons. And the second reason is that the university is now having simultaneously several conferences on different departments of the campus, and there's a lot of distribution, and then the classes are in full swing. But nevertheless, the spirit of this stands. At this point, I would like to share a few of my thoughts, which the vision which I have had and I continue to have for the benefit of our guests from Europe and Mrs. Pessina and other people involved. I need to tell you briefly about the Pondicherry University. The Pondicherry University has just celebrated its 25 years of existence. It has celebrated its silver jubilee. And of recent past, the 11th plan, which actually had a big boon for higher education in the country, also reflected in Pondicherry University because of the huge jump that the Government of India gave on the funding of higher education, which was almost 10 times higher than the last plan period. The Pondicherry University also took advantage of its this visionary plan of the Government of India, and the 11th plan, we work in the plan periods, 5-year plans. So the 11th plan, which began in 2007, was a year which I also joined, and exactly the time when the plan was to be returned. So I took advantage of that, and I wrote the entire plan for the 5 years, and could get a substantial money for overall development of the university. Earlier we had some kind of an imbalance between the science, technology and the social sciences, which I thought that 11th plan should be a period where I should completely change and give equal status and importance to social sciences and humanities. So a lot of steps have been taken, which include a huge creation of space and adding of a large number of faculty and large amount of money for modern softwares for them to teach and modern computer laboratories and increase in the student strength. So in the whole process, we have now developed this university into a multidisciplinary university enjoying equal status with almost 15 schools. The 15th one is a medical school. We don't have direct medical courses here because we have colleges outside. But 14 schools are very active schools, of which social sciences and humanities have got their due share. Now we have about 151 programs running into 61 departments and centers with 400 faculty at the moment, and it will be another 60 more next few months. And we increased the student strength from almost 1,500 on the campus to nearly 5,000 in 3 years. So we built about 1 million square foot of new buildings, which is huge campus. And a new campus has been given to social sciences, where each one of the departments, which includes, of course, the international studies, then the politics, and then the centers for various studies like American studies, the European studies. We have got separate building earmarked for these kind of centers, even the centers which do not exist and which are anticipated. So this is the type of planning we have done. The whole idea is that the changing global scenario, particularly in the recent past decade after globalization, the shifting focus of the rest of the world, particularly the West, towards the Asian countries, and the emerging economy and the political role that countries like India and China and South Asian countries are now playing, both in terms of the economic force, but also in terms of the human resource supplies to the rest of the world. The whole strategy now needed to be changed. Now it has become quite relevant that universities should develop not only programs but to encourage such of the programs which make the younger generation understand the rest of the world much in a broader perspective. I think that is exactly what is needed. The time has come, because now we are just heading towards a borderless society almost. We may have political boundaries and for whatever reasons, but ultimately the younger generation, whether it's from Europe or from India or China, to them the political boundary has become irrelevant. What is needed for them, the boundary which is now relevant to them is the issue that's relevant to them is that opportunities. Now everyone, whether it is from China, India, Europe or any other place, he is looking for opportunities, and opportunities with dignity, and opportunities for innovation, opportunities for him to show his talent. So now the world needs to be equipped. Now we need to equip these youngsters to meet these challenges of tomorrow. And these challenges of tomorrow cannot be met by giving a closed-door training to the people in their own places without giving them a thorough exposure as to what the life is elsewhere else, other parts of the globe. So it is with this objective that the Pondicherry University decided that we shall have studies ranging from one part of the country, the globe, to the other part. We established a Center for South Asian Studies. I brought some money from Ambassador Madanjit Singh. He gave me about $1.5 million. If you have time, I think you should see the new institute building which has come. It's a beautiful building. It has come up, and now where we have students from all the SAARC countries are coming here on a scholarship from Madanjit Singh Foundation, and they do a program in South Asian Studies, a 2-year program. Now we are starting MPhil and PhD program from all the SAARC countries. It is supported by the association, the organization called South Asia Foundation. Now, similarly, we also have a plan. We have a Canadian Studies Center which we are trying to establish. Likewise, we would like to have an American Studies Center. But I have a feeling that the very virgin area in this is the Europe. Because Europe is as heterogeneous as this part of the subcontinent India is. Because Europe has got tremendous opportunities, and it is not yet tapped by the students and the scholars from this part of the world. The opportunities to understand opportunities to learn, opportunities to innovate and contribute are so enormous in Europe that it is somehow for certain barriers of perhaps the language or some inhibition and or maybe aggressive marketing by the countries like United States and Australia, that not much to expose our youngsters to the European potentialities. Now this is exactly the reason why I was very keen that this the EU program should play a larger role in this university, because we shall certainly provide an ample space for that, a building for that, infrastructure support, office support, and perhaps even places for the students to stay, the hostels, and if the faculty come, for them to stay at our own furnished accommodation, things like that, small things, but they make a lot of difference to make them comfortable. I have got 19 hostels on the campus, totally 19 hostels which will accommodate 3,000 students. I have 6 hostels for girls alone, and a huge facility is created. The whole campus, 800 acres, is Wi-Fi enabled. We have got 1 gigabyte connectivity, and we have the best of the library with about almost 30,000 journals online, full text. We have got accommodation for people to stay. And then, to make this much more meaningful, what we have done is we have started European language teaching programs at our own expense, though it is not supported by the Government of India, because these ideas came late to me after the plan was started. I have started 9 languages here. We are teaching Italian, German, French, but also we are teaching some languages of the South Asian, like Korean. We are teaching Chinese, we are teaching Japanese, of course French we are teaching, and also teaching Russian, German. All these languages we are teaching in the evening, so that the student has a time to go and study the European languages and foreign languages, to equip himself to become a global citizen rather than becoming a narrow, small citizen of a country. This is exactly the mission we have. And with this in view, I think the university is really looking forward to some kind of an much more escalated scheme, so that we go from here to next stage. I think this diploma will be added as an add-on diploma, because we need to, I think, go step by step. That will be a better way than jumping into something big and then coming back saying, oh sorry, we can't do it, we should not do it. So we always like to start with a diploma. A diploma could be even in the evening, so that every student of social science or humanities or journalism or mass comm or electronic media can take that diploma in the evening. And so there is no limit. So we can have 60 or 100 students, and they can take the diploma in the evening. So it is an add-on diploma, because we have a scheme that I have about 22 diplomas running apart from the languages. These diplomas are offered in the evening programs after 5. So the idea is that a student who does his masters during the daytime, he finds time to attend the diploma classes in the evening, and at the end of the day he goes out, walks out of the campus after 2 years with 1 master's degree and 2 diplomas, which will add to his qualification. I'll give an example. Supposing there is a person in literature, he's doing his MA literature. Now he could take a diploma in mass communication in the evening. He could take a diploma in any other subject which supports him. A master of social work can take a diploma in human rights, and he take a diploma in labor laws. He goes out, he is much more equipped. So also, if I have a student who is doing his French, masters in French or master of literature, if he does his diploma in European studies in the evening, and he does a diploma in French language or the German language or the Italian language, then that boy is girl is fully equipped to go and contribute to the European country. So I think this is where we are trying to look and bridge the gap and blur away the sharp boundaries, so that it is just a free mobility, between the younger generation, between the various countries and this place. And what we are looking for is from Europe. I would love to see a large number of professors from your country walking around in the campus. We will make their accommodation very comfortable. We will give them all the facilities that any professor gets here. We will pay him the salary which a professor is paid here, an Indian professor. Some kind of an agreement if we come into that, we would like to go in a big way. I would love to see about 100, 200 European students walking around and here and staying, and to 15 or 20 professors walking around, not necessarily only in social sciences but also in technology courses, biotechnology, bioinformatics, molecular biology, biochemistry. We will support it, because I have now found various means to accommodate them. And we are totally, unlike most universities in India, which are still very conservative and very bureaucratic, our university has got a total liberty and autonomy. In fact, autonomy is given to all. But the point is, autonomy is to be asserted. Nobody gives you autonomy in a silver plate, not even in France. Even there's enough bureaucracy. But you need to assert, and you have to claim your right. So we are ascertaining that, and and we will definitely take your mission forward and work as equal partners in every program that you take up. I'm sure my people in the School of Social Sciences and my faculty here will be very happy to join you. Thank you very much.